Post time. Deep stretch now. Shut the camera up.
Broadcasting live from Prince Edward Island, this is Race Day.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Red Shores at the Charlottetown Driving Park. I'm Rocky Skierman along with Kurt Hughes. Vance Cameron in the booth calling all the action today. It is Gold, Cup and Saucer Day. The afternoon program features 10 races. And Kurt, we got the 5th race coming up at Grassroots of the Joe O'Brien Memorial.
Yeah, we got 2 divisions of the Grassroots coming up in races 5 and 10. The first division, it's a full field of 8. It's a competitive field. I think Camco Lucas will be the one to beat from the pole position for Brody McPhee. Had some braking issues, but I think today he'll put it all together, so I'm putting Camco Lucas on top. Don't Come Looking, another good option there from post 2 for David Dowling. Chromed up 5-2 on the morning line for Campbell will be tough to beat as well. Arthur Idlam and Brett McDonald have post 4, and Jackie Pang have post 5 with Corey McPherson.
Yeah, and then we have Abiding Art with Kenny Arsenault from post 6. Was a winner last time out, 157-3. That was a new record. And then we have Tobin Storm with Jody Jameson and the Tulsa King with Mike McGuigan. Going to be a great day for harness racing here. Join us here this afternoon. Don't forget to come back tonight, post time at 6 o'clock. We have some program and equipment changes for you. For all of those, let's go upstairs to the man who will call all the action. Here is Mr. Vance Cameron. Vance?
Thank you, Rocky, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Red Shores Racetrack and Casino at the Charlottetown Driving Park for today's racing program. It's event number 34 of the meeting. Fast track conditions, 23 degrees Celsius is the temperature. At this time in Charlottetown, the track condition is rated by the officiating members from the Atlantic Provinces Harness Racing Commission. Today, the senior judge is Mr. Kent Butler. The associate judges are Mr. Robbie Shaw and Mr. Derek Quinn. Now here are the afternoon's program and equipment changes. First change, go to race number 4. In the 4th race, scratch number 1 tells bells. Scratch number 2, catch a few rays. And scratch the show wagering. No show wagering available on the 4th race with scratches of 1 and 2. Turning over to race number 5. In the 5th race, number 7, Tobin Storm. The driver today will be Adam Murner. Adam Murner driving 7, Tobin Storm in a race 5. Turning over to race number 6, the 3-entry Julian I Am, removing the roller burr on the inside, adding a burr head pole on the outside. Next change will go to race number 8, additional chart line, and number 3, Premier Eris, on the 14th of August here in Charlottetown. The fast track scoring from post 3 and finished 5th was race timed in 1:58.2, driven by Ross McGinnis. Final change on the afternoon program is in the final race. That's number 10 today, a division of the Joe O'Brien. Number 5, Red Eye to Shanghai, adding brace bandages behind. That's going to wrap up the changes at this time on today's racing program. The Parmitro windows are open and selling. Race 1 post time set for high noon, 25 minutes.
Race Day Live continues from Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Welcome to our on-track and off-track customers. In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge that the land upon which we gather is unceded Mi'kmaq territory. Abequid Mi'kmaq is covered by the historic treaties of peace and friendship. we pay our respects to the indigenous Mi'kmaq people who have occupied this island for over 12,000 years, past, present, and future. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise, if you are able, for the playing of our national anthem. Now, back to Race Day Live.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Race Day Live. Rocky Skirm and Kurt Hughes here with you this afternoon for a 10-dash program featuring the Joe O'Brien Grassroots. We have two divisions of the Grassroots coming up in races 5 and 10. But for our pre-games all week, we've been celebrating the 20th anniversary here at Red Shores, and we've been highlighting some of the top equine athletes that have graced our Red Shores Racetrack and Casino here at the Charlottetown Driving Park. And today we're featuring the unbelievable colt Woodmere Steel Deal. He was perfect in his freshman campaign, going 13 for 13. And we're going to take a look at his Atlantic Breeders' Crown win in 2020. So let's roll it.
Steel Reaper, they're halfway home. Backfield well in motion. Woodmere Steel Deal, the leader. Here's Dusty Lane Goliath up on the outside second. 56-4. Opening half mile, 3/8 to go. It's Woodmere Steel Deal, the leader. Dusty Lane Goliath on the outside at his wheel. Rotten Ronnie in the pocket third. Money of Roses fourth on the outside. Fifth at the rail, Woodmere Alvin. Mr. Riley is sixth. Jaden's Magic Steel seventh. Steel Reaper is eighth. 3/4 1. 25 and 3 at the 7/8. Woodmere Steel Deal turning for home, the leader. Rotten Ronnie looking for a colossal upset. Dusty Lane Goliath third. Here is perfection. Woodmere Steel Deal in the Atlantic Breeders' Crown Final. Rotten Ronnie is second. Dusty Lane Goliath third. It's a track record equaling performance. 154. 1. Wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty incredible mile, Rocky. There was 4 colts that year that were doing great things. There was Woodmere Steel Deal, obviously, with his perfect record. Dusty Lane Goliath and Rotten Ronnie, who we saw in that clip. And also Jeff Lilly had a really nice colt in Betta McGinn, who is an unbelievable 2-year-old as well. And I think he tied the track record with Woodmere Steel Deal there. I think he set it maybe a few weeks or a month previous to that in 54 and won Betta McGinn. He was just a great colt. But this colt here, undefeated in his freshman campaign, in 28 starts in the Maritimes. He had 21 wins, 6 seconds, and 1/3. And then he would go on, Rocky, to do great things in Ontario. He had a mark of 48-4, taken at Woodbine Mohawk Park. He finished his career with 30 wins from 92 starts and banked close to $380,000. Just an incredible colt and one of many we've seen over the last 20 years. But do you have any memories of him, watching him go?
Just like Van said there in that race, perfection. Like Rotten Ronnie had a perfect trip, and if he was going to get beat that day, that's the colt that was going to beat him, and he just dug in down the stretch and equaled that track record. No, a great colt, as you said. Yeah,
Danny Romo was the trainer of him during his career. He did a terrific job managing the colt through his maritime starts. And it was great to see him go on and do great things at Woodbine Mohawk Park. He actually won the preferred there as an aged horse, and that's quite something for a maritime bred to go up to that circuit and perform at the highest level. So a great campaigner here, and we were very blessed to watch him throughout his career. Mark Campbell did a great job driving him as well. So that's going to wrap it up for our pre-game. We'll get to our selections for race number 1 in just a few moments.
And if you have a look at the in-house monitors, you'll see the Atlantic Post Calls paddock cam with our selections on the screen. You'll see that Kurt's going with the 5 in here, Navalny, 526. I'm going to go with the 6, Tradition, over the 1 and the 5. Post Time Picks likes the 165. That's Peter McPhee today. And the classifier's choice is 561 in today's opener. First of 10 in 10 minutes.
The afternoon's first race on the track set for Post Parade. It's the Guy Gaudette Memorial Trackside Presentations, number 1 Bronx Drifter, owned by Dr. Jim Shives of Rhines Creek, Nova Scotia, trained by Dr. Trevin Shives. Joe Barrio drives. Mr. Riley 2, owned by Jimmy Gorman of South Melville and Darlene Compton of South Burnett. Corey McPherson is the trainer driver. 3 is Windermere Best Man, owned by Don Gillis of Port Hood, Beverly McKiser of Fairview. Don Gillis trains and drives. Evil Vintage number 4, owned by Sandra Stead of Montague, trained by Corey McPherson. Paul Langell catch drives. Navalny number 5 is owned by Dale and Ronnie Rennie Incorporated of Elmsdale, trained by Jeff Holmes. Brady Sweet. Number 6 is Tradition, owned by Giselle Bernard of Bethel and Laurie Hennessy of Charlottetown, trained by Gordy Hennessy. Adam Murner up. Shadow's Terror 7, owned by Greyland Farm of Stratford and Joseph Gamba from Gulf Shore, Nova Scotia, trained by Lenny Myers. Ryan DeRoss drives. 4 minutes to post time. Welcome to Gold Cup and Saucer Day at Redshores, Charlottetown. Rocky Skirvin and Kurt Hughes have details on the Isle Pick 5 and the rest of the wagering plays on today's program.
Thank you, Vance. There is a look at the wagering menu. Red Shores has a full menu of wagering options for 2025. Customers can play the Isle Pick 5 with a $2,500 guaranteed pool, 2 Super High 5s, and a new Late Pick 4 with a $1,500 guaranteed pool. The Isle Pick 5, Super High 5, and Late Pick 4 feature an industry low 15% takeout. Let's head out to the track for the afternoon's opener. It is the Guy Gaudette Memorial. Guy Gaudette, a popular driver in Moncton, New Brunswick in the 70s, 80s. First half of the daily double, Exactor, 20-cent Superfecta, Triactor, Win, Place, and Show, and it is the start of the guaranteed 20-cent Isle Pick 5. Kurt's landing on the 5 in here. Navalny, 7-year-old by Control the Moment for Dale and Ronnie Rennie Incorporated of Elmsdale. Jeff Holmes is the trainer, and Brady Sweet in the bike, Kurt.
He dipped to this level 3 starts back from post 5, same post as today. And Brady was really aggressive getting out to the front, and he just got collared late in the mile by a really nice horse and Roll with Hottie Toddy. And then he had post 7 up in class, and so he just took him back that day. And then post 6 on the class drop again last week. He got away 6 by 9, never really get into the mile. Still paced 54 flat, closing quarter 28. Just a really good group on that day. Sonny Black, JK Last Chance. They all had inside advantage on Navalny, so Brady had to take this guy back. But today, I only see a couple levers on the inside. The 2 and 3 show good gate speed, so I think Brady will be really aggressive and put the pedal to the metal, get to the front, and control his destiny from there. But I think he is a good play here at 4-1.
And it looks like he might have went off the track for an equipment adjustment there. But we're on to the 2 now. Mr. Riley, he's a 7-year-old by Steelhead Hanover. For Jimmy Gorman of South Melville and Darlene Compton of South Burnett. Corey McPherson is the trainer driver. Nice start in his last one, Kurt.
Yeah, he shows front end in his last 2 starts. Down at the 1,001 level, he was second, 57, and then last week he followed it up with another pocket sitting second, really close to Well Said Celeb, 54 and 4, 28-3 final panel. So if Mr. Riley McPherson can get to the front and release maybe Navalny and get that 2-hole ride, they could be right there at the wire as well, 7-2.
And there's a look at the 6. That's my top selection. That is Tradition. 7-year-old by Always Be Mickey for Giselle Bernard of Bethel and Laurie Hennessy of Charlottetown. Gordy Hennessy, the trainer. Adam Murner in the bike today.
Yeah, not getting a lot of luck at the draw when he drops down in class. Last time out at this level, he had post 7, ended up 5th, 54 and 4. And then if you look at the bottom line, though, when he drew inside at the 1901 level, he was able to draft along in the 3-hole and get up for the win by a head in 55 and 3. Shows great trips. 53 and change a couple times. He's only a one-time winner, though, from 13 starts, which is hard to believe for a horse like him. He's been racing well all year, showing great last quarters. And unfortunately, though, he has another outside post here today, so I'm just not quite sure how the trip will work out. He'll have to do it from off the pace again, but he could definitely be part of this try at 7-2.
And we'll take a peek at the odds board for the afternoon's opener. Field of 7, Guy Gaudette Memorial with Bronx Drifter at even money on the rail with Jill Barrio. Mr. Riley 2 and Corey McPherson at 7-2. Windermere Best Man 3 with Danny Gillis at 16-1. The 4 is Evil Vintage with Paul Angel, 13-1. Navalny leaves 5 with Brady Sweet at 7-2. Tradition 6 with Adam Erner at 7-2. And the 7 on the outside is Shadows Terror with Ryan DeRoche on your screen right now at 9-1. That's a look at the field for the afternoon's opener. Good luck with your selections. I want to give a shout out this afternoon and welcome to Red Shores to the Green family, visiting from East Scotch Settlement, Nova Scotia. New Brunswick, sorry. Welcome to Red Shores on Gold Cup and Saucer Day.
Kicking off race 1 here on our Saturday doubleheader with the Guy Gaudette Memorial. Family and friends will be trackside with the winner. They're lining up in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Up to Vance Cameron for the call.
Bronx Drifter, Mr. Riley, Windermere Best Man, Evil Vintage, Navalny, Tradition, Shadows Terror, top of the stretch. Here they come. The rough and pacing, Navalny leaving out. Bronx Drifter up the rail. Then the third one to the turn is Mr. Riley coming up fourth from the outside. Is Tradition to get away fifth. Windermere Best Man around the turn in sixth is Evil Vintage, and the trailer is Shadows Terror. On the backstretch, straight alignment early. Bronx Drifter for Gilberto out in front. Tucked away with a two-hole ride. Navalny racing from third. That's Mr. Riley. Fourth on the cones is Tradition. Fifth, that goes to Windermere Best Man. Then it's Evil Vintage, and the trailer Shadows Terror. 27-4. Rounding the turn they go off of that big-time opener, and it's Bronx Drifter, the fraction center. Getting the two-hole ride, Navalny. Then the third one is Mr. Riley. Fourth is Tradition. There goes Windermere Best Man tipping out fifth. Evil Vintage sixth. Shadows Terror seventh. Halfway home in today's opener, led by Bronx Drifter and Barrio. The midway point time, 57-2. Tracking in the two-hole, that's Navalny. Up on the outside, Windermere Best Man is taken over third. Fourth on the cones, Mr. Riley. Tradition, he's on the outside. Gonna press his luck, three wide fifth. Evil Vintage sixth. Shadows Terror seventh. Here comes the three-quarters. Bronx Drifter will get the field there. Textbook two-hole ride for Navalny second. Way out there in third, that's Tradition. 1:26-1, the three-quarter time. Eighth of a mile out. Bronx Drifter looking to take him all the way to open it up. Navalny goes second. Then in third, Mr. Riley. Tradition fourth. Deep stretch now. Bronx Drifter on the wire, and Barrio go all the way. Second, Navalny. Mr. Riley third. Time for the mile to open it up. Wow. 1:53.4.
Here comes a slow-mo replay brought to you by Universal Media for the afternoon's opener. The Guy Gaudette Memorial, Bronx Drifter and Jill Barrio right down the road off the rail today, Kurt.
Yeah, with rail control. We've been watching this guy in Churro. Rocky, you and I have been doing some of the broadcasts over there, and this guy's been performing quite well. I didn't think he had that kind of gate speed off the rail to beat the 5 off the gate, but Barrio was able to hold on to the rail and cut the mile here. 27-4, half 57-2. 3/4, 126-1. Sharp last quarter of 27-2 here, fending off that late challenge from my top lane. Navalny up the inside. He was a narrow winner, but he was a winner. Barrio making no mistakes here with Bronx Drifter in the Guy Gaudette Memorial. They'll be back in the Crown Rust Proofing Winner's Circle in just a moment.
Here comes Bronx Drifter to the Crown Rust Protection Winner's Circle in the afternoon's opener by pacing gelding 4 by Yankee Cruiser. From the Dragon Again Dam, Pascal's Wager, owned by Dr. Jim Shive of Rhines Creek, Nova Scotia, bred by Dr. Trevin Shive. And the breeder was Shella Hummel from Shelby, Ohio. Gil Barrio in the driver's seat. Put him on top at every call today, winning in 153-4. Bronx Drifter and the Guy Gaudette Memorial. We have the friends and family joining with the Winner's Circle cooler presentation. Bronx Drifter for Burial, all the way, 153-4.
This race replay is brought to you by Racetrack Print and Graphic. Here they come, and it's Racetrack for the win with exceptional print products, exceptional graphic design services, and exceptional value. Racetrack Print and Graphics, 902-892-7719.
Now the official results from the first race, Bronx Drifter, the winner, Mr. Raleigh, 3rd. Windermere Best Man, 7th. Evil Vintage, 4th. Navalny finished 2nd. Tradition was 5th. Shadow's Terror, 6th. 27-4. 57-2. 126-1. The mile in 153-4. In review, 137-4-2-5-6. Bronx Drifter paid $440. The exactor was $840. The triactor $38.30. And the superfecta, 14-14. Ladies and gentlemen, in the booth, the call, race number 2, one of the upcoming superstars of the sport. He first met me at the age of 4, where he was just a little bit above my kneecap. Now he checks in at 17, and he's a foot taller, and there was an excellent story on myself and Mr. Turnbull in the Trot magazine. You're going to love every word out of this young man, Justin Turnbull. He's here for the second race call on the Saturday afternoon of Old Home Week. Ladies and gentlemen, in the fifth race, we have a late driver change on number 8, the Tulsa King. Jill Barrio drives. Race 5, number 8, the Tulsa King. Make the driver Jill Barrio.
Red Shores is pleased to announce HPI rewards for PEI customers. You can now play Summerside and Charlottetown live racing and earn points and convert those points to cash or other exciting offers. Sign up and play the horses through HBIBet.com and the new HBI rewards program for PEI.
And there's a look at the Atlantic Post Calls paddock cam with 7 minutes to go for race number 2, Aflac Family Memorial. Kurt's going with a 6.34. I'm going 6.42, as is the classifier. Post time picks 4.62 in this one, Kurt. 7 minutes. There's a look at the show photo from today's first race. You're seeing Corey McPherson with Mr. Riley just nipping Evil Vintage on the line. Another good photo by the Atlantic Provinces Harness Racing Commission.
Second race entries, now on track post parade. Galapagos is the one, is owned by Haley Curry. Mary Claire McDonald trains and drives the one. Galapagos. 2 all over town for Donald Bishop, Bruce McDonald and Chris Strickey. Adam Murner trains and drives the 2 all over town. 3, Listen Linda Lou, is owned and trained by Carson Wilkie. Paul McKenzie will drive the 3, Listen Linda Lou. 4, Show Hanover, is owned by 3 Silly Fillies. Paul Langell trains and drives the 4, Show Hanover. 5, Moonbound, is owned by Greg Kirby and Sidney Smith. Chris Davies is the trainer. David Dowling drives the 5, Moonbound. And rounding out the field is the 6, Moonfall, for Hal Smith and Ian Smith. Tom Weatherby is the trainer. Brody McPhee drives the 6, Moonfall. Down to 4 minutes to post time here on the afternoon's second race. The $100,000 Gold Cup and Saucer is tonight at Red Shores, Charlottetown, and proudly presented by the Atlantic Lottery.
I'm Gold Cup Ambassador Mary Jane Power, and I will be representing Hospice PEI at this year's Gold Cup and Saucer. Hospice PEI is a not-for-profit, volunteer-driven organization that helps Islanders who are facing life-limiting illnesses. They are a compassionate team who work with Islanders and their families to provide support, comfort, care, and services. I am proud to be representing Hospice PEI as my charity through the Ambassador Give Back program.
Let's head out to the track for the afternoon's second race. The Aflac Family Memorial, Exactor, 20-cent Superfecta, Triactor, Win Place, and Show Wagering. Don't forget to take your ticket for a chance at that Wild Horses jackpot of $25. Landing on the 6, both of us, Kurt, that is Moonfall. Bay Gelding 3 by Bet the Moon for Hal Smith of Pownal and Ian Smith of Stratford. Tommy Weatherby's 1 win away from 500. He's the trainer. And Brody McPhee in the bike.
Yeah, I'm impressed by that mile in 55 and 3 last time out, but the mile was won by Malevolent in 52 and 3, and so a lot of horses can show big miles when they're following along, and I think that was the case here, because if you look at the starts prior to that, 59 and change, 57, showing pretty nice last quarters. What impressed me was he's racing against Atlantic Sire Stakes A division, and he's picking up checks every single week. He reeled off a couple fourths in a row in Atlantic Sire Stakes action back in July, 55 and 4, 57 and 1. And so even though with post 6 here today and against his now winners of 2 races life, I have to think he's going to be really tough to beat in here. He's just a one-time winner from 25 lifetime starts. But this class should be very much to his liking, even though he does have that outside post. Moonfall, 4-1.
And there we see the 3, Listen Linda Lou, 4-year-old bay mare by State Treasurer for Carson Wilkie of Stratford, who's also the trainer. Paul McKenzie gets the drive today, Kurt.
Yeah, I like the driver change to Paul McKenzie, just a little different. And so hopefully Listen Linda Lou is sharp for him today. Made a break last time out, spoiled that good 2-hole ride. Shows nice trips prior to that, though, 58 and 2. Second by a head, 4 back, 57 and 1 for Dowling. Murner had been driving before that, and so the driver change to Dowling seemed to help. So maybe the driver change to McKenzie here today will, make her a little better here. So from post 3, if she gets a good trip up close to the front, she could hit the ticket at 3-1.
And don't forget the 50-50 guaranteed at least $1,000 to the winner. PEI Standard Horse Owners Association around here this afternoon in the orange shirts. Guaranteed $1,000 to the winner in the 50-50. Get your tickets. And there's a look at the 4, Shill Hanover, 3-year-old bay gelding by Betting Line for 3 Silly Fillies of Lower Onslow, Nova Scotia. Paul Angel is the trainer driver. Nice wire-to-wire win from the 6-3 Backert.
Yeah, in Summerside, nice win on the front for Mark Campbell, 57 and 4. Followed it up with a break from the rail, but a nice rally to finish second by half length, 57 and 3. And then last time out, head poster, he got away 5th by 10. Ended up 6th at the wire, 57 flat. And so this is another one that should enjoy this class here today, and a good starting spot. So Langell Shill Hanover could hit the ticket at 8-5.
I want to give a birthday shout out this afternoon. Coming up on Tuesday, August the 19th, he's going to be 76 years young. That is Jody Hennessy. Happy birthday, Jody. I know you're watching here this afternoon. You and Shelley and Gary watching all the action from Red Shores all week. Happy birthday on Tuesday from all of us here at Red Shores. Countdown clock is in for the afternoon second race, a field of 6 in the Aflac Family Memorial. They're lining up in behind the Metro Home Building Center Sterney Gate. Let's go upstairs to Justin Turnbull.
Galapagos, all over town. Listen, Linda Lou, Show Hanover, Moonbound, and Moonfall on the outside. The afternoon's second race, the Aflac Family Memorial, top of the stretch. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Galapagos along the rail, firing out of there into the turd. All over town goes second. Listen, Linda Lou, third. On the outside fourth, that'll be Moonfall. Show Hanover got away fifth. And the early trailer back there in sixth. That'll be Moonbound. Claire McDonald's up front with Galapagos. Second, that'll be All Over Town. Listen, Linda Lou goes third. Moonfall got away fourth. Show Hanover can see them fifth. The early trailer back there in sixth. That'll be Moonbound as they arrived at the opening quarter, led by Galapagos in 29 and 2. All Over Town goes second. Listen, Linda Lou third. Fourth, that'll be Moonfall. Fifth is Show Hanover. The early trailer back there in sixth. That is Moonbound as they're coming in front of us for the first time. Galapagos, the midway point leader on All Over Town. Third, that'll be Listen, Linda Lou. Movement from fourth. There goes Moonfall and Brody McPhee. Show Hanover, she's second over fifth. Moonbound, the trailer back there in sixth as they're halfway home in 58 and 4. Galapagos is the leader. All Over Town is their second. First up from third, there goes Moonfall. Then fourth, there'll be Listen, Linda Lou. Show Hanover fifth. And Moonbound the trailer as their backstretch bound to three quarters. Galapagos opens up the lead by 2. Moonfall's trying to cut into that lead second. All Over Town is third. Listen, Linda Lou on the outside fourth. 3 quarters was up in 1:27 and 4. Moonfall strikes the lead for Brody McPhee. Here comes Listen, Linda Lou and Paul McKenzie. Galapagos is their third. 1/8 of a mile left to go. Brody McPhee's trying to get Moonfall home. Paul McKenzie's coming for a shot. Listen, Linda Lou. This is a milestone moment. Tom Weatherby, career training victory, 500. Listen, Linda Lou second. Show Hanover third. Time for the mile, 1:57.1.
Here comes the slow-mo replay brought to you by Universal Media for the afternoon second race, the Aflac Family Memorial. And as expected, Kurt, nice ice-cold pick there, buddy, 6-3-4.
A good rebound after leaving the one off my ticket in the first race. Nice to get a nice cold one here in race 2, get my confidence back up. Moonfall, just racing against Atlantic Sire Stakes A competition. I wasn't as much attracted by the time, but just who he was racing against over his last 6 starts. And in this class here today, he was definitely the class of the field. And Brody had a little flashback there going into the first turn with Galapagos on the rail. He was parked by Claire early in the week, and so he went to plan B, got into the 4-hole, and made his attack first up here today and was able to get the better of Claire in this one. First up, brush and crush, and 57-1 for Moonfall. And congrats to Tom Weatherby. 500 training wins. Long time since the days of Silent Legacy. I remember that was when he had back in the day.
Long time ago.
And he's campaigned a lot of nice horses, and most notably, maybe so much more, Millionaire Pacer that's racing up in Ontario right now. He did all the early work with so much more and raced her as a 2- and 3-year-old before she went on to bigger things in Ontario. So congrats to Tom.
Congratulations, Tommy. Nice win.
Returning back to the second race winner's circle is the 6th entry, Moonfall, the 3-year-old bay gelding by Bet the Moon from the Ponderosa Dam. Pan Groom is owned by Hal Smith and Ian Smith. Tom Weatherby is the trainer. Brody McPhee is in the bike for the win. Second on the season for Moonfall. That'll be the second lifetime. Tom Weatherby with a milestone performance for training. Career training victory, 500. Lee Drake and Tara Myers are down there with the presentation. The afternoon's second race goes to the 6th entry, Moonfall.
The management and staff at Red Shores want your experience to be fun and entertaining. That is why we offer information on how our games work, tips to keep your gambling fun, and available community resources. For more information, please speak to one of our PlayWise advisors or stop by the PlayWise Information Center.
Afternoon's second race is now official. Galapagos 5th. All Over Town 4th. Listen Linda Lou 2nd. Show Hanover 3rd. Moonbound was 6th. Moonfall, the race winner. Fractions were 29 and 2, 58 and 4, 127 and 4, and the mile 157 and 1 for the 6th. Moonfall, top down your program should read 542, 36, 1 on the bottom. The 6 Moonfall paid $760, $290, $220. The 3 listed Linda Lou, $640, $330. And the 4 Show Hanover, $2.70 to show. The exactor paid $28.50. The triactor was at $77.60. The $2 daily double came in at $9.70. And the superfecta came in at $12.66 to show. Upcoming third race is up next in 7 minutes.
The $10,000 Smash the Track record promotion is back for 2025 from Warren Ellison family of Summerside Chrysler Dodge. If the winning horse in the 66th edition of the Atlantic Lottery Gold Cup and Saucer smashes the track record of 115-1, the ownership of the horse will receive a check for $5,000 from Warren Ellison family of Summerside Chrysler Dodge. The remaining horses in the field will receive an additional $715 each. The $10,000 Smash the Track record promotion in the Atlantic Lottery Gold Cup and Saucer from Warren Ellison family of Summerside Chrysler Dodge. And they're leaving the paddock right now. There's the Atlantic Post Calls paddock cam. Kurt's going with a 1:35. I'm at 3:51. Post time picks Peter McPhee at 3:52. And the classifier's choice is 5:31 in the third race in 6 minutes.
Third race is the Tom and Margaret Claiborne Memorial Trot. They're on parade. Marcus Down Ridge, number 1, owned by Wade Silliger of Borden Carlton. Trained by Claire McDonald. Neldy McDonald drives. Little Arrow 2, owned by Jackie Heffernan of Somerville. Trained by Miles Heffernan Jr. Miles Sr. drives. Long Black Limousine, the 3, owned by Carl Bagnall of Stratford. Trained by Tammy Collings, Paul Langella. Ma Barker, the 4, owned by the Shotgun Stables of West Royalty. Dave Kelly trains and drives. 5 is Dusty Lane Kahlua, owned by Gary McDonald of Dundas, Ontario. And Ronnie Gass of Cornwall, trained by Lenny Myers and Gary McDonald. Home for Old Home Week is in the sulky. 4 minutes to post time. The 2025 Birthplace of Confederation Series is named in honor of Harris Johnston and proudly presented by the City of Charlottetown.
The City of Charlottetown is the title sponsor of the Birthplace of Confederation Series. This series is held annually during Gold Cup Week and recognizes individuals and families who've made significant contributions to harness racing in the capital city and province. The City of Charlottetown is proud to announce the 2025 series will be named in honor of Harris Johnston, with races scheduled for August 9th and 16th at Red Shores, Charlottetown. The Birthplace of Confederation Series, proudly presented by the City of Charlottetown.
Let's head out to the track for the afternoon's third race. It is the Tom and Margaret Claiborne Memorial. Field of 5 in here. And Kurt's landing on the rail sitter in here. Marcus Down Ridge. 3-year-old bay gelding by Mile Hill Willie for Wade Selicker of Borden Carlton. Mary Claire McDonald is the trainer, and her boy Neldy McDonald will do the driving, Kurt.
Yeah, Neldy in the seat, and you know what? This one went a pretty nice trip last time out, doing the heavy lifting on the outside. Ended up second to Ocean View Nikki, who's just been unreal over her state career, and so that was a good second, just beat a length and 3/4. Trot it in 2 minutes 4/5, closing quarter, 28 and 4, and a good second prior to that as well at Northside Downs. And the Phil Pinckney sitting the 2-hole in behind West River Jet, again another top trotter. And so with the rail in against this group here today, I have to think Marcus Down Ridge is the one to beat and could get Neldy to the winner's circle at 2-1.
And there we get a peek at the 3, Long Black Limousine, 3-year-old bay gelding by 6-pack for Carl Bagnall of Stratford. Tammy Collings, the trainer, with Paul Langell in the bike. Nice win in his latest, Kurt.
Yeah, really good. Brush and crush. Had the 3-hole early. Made a move late in the mile, winning by 9 lengths in 2:02 and 3. And the non-winners of 2 here in Charlottetown. Look at the last quarter, 28 and 2. He closed 28 and 2 prior to that too, finishing third. 2 starts back in 2:02, and a nice closer, 3 back off the qualifier there, second by a neck, 28 and 3 final panel. So this one will be heard from before it's over, and if the one falters, Long Black Limousine and Langell could strike late, and currently the choice right now at 7-5.
And there we get a peek at the 5, Dusty Lane Kahlua, 3-year-old bay filly by E.L. Rocket for Gary McDonald of Dundas, Ontario. Welcome home. Gary McDonald is in the seat, co-owns with Ronnie Gass. Lenny Myers is the trainer, Kurt.
Yeah, Gary McDonald, nice to see him back home, Mr. Old Home Week, right? He's got a lot of great stories, and if you're ever talking to him, you should hear those stories. He's an excellent storyteller.
I've traveled with him.
Yeah, and so he gets the live mount here aboard one he co-owns along with Ronnie Gass. And so Lenny Myers has been doing a good job with his stock. This one has hit the board in her last 3 starts, winning 3 back on the front, 201 and 2. And then it was a good third in Atlantic Sire Stakes action on August 13th. And so from post 5, I think Dusty Lane Kahlua can grab a piece of this try. And Rocky, we were talking off mic. Kevin Boomer Gallant, you wanted to give him a shout out here today.
Absolutely.
He announced a few wins by Gary McDonald over the years.
Oh, I guess he has. He announced a few wins from you and I as well.
Yeah.
So shout out to Boomer. I was talking to him last night here, and he was here for probably only the second or third time in the last 29 years or so, but he's doing great and looks great for 67. He tunes in all the time, Kurt. He says that he likes watching you and I in the broadcast, and I think he's tuned in this afternoon. He said he would be anyway, so shout out to Boomer.
Yeah, I'm not that old, Rock. He hasn't announced any of my wins, but I do have a race tape home of wins he's announced with my brother Jason.
Yeah.
And when he would give that 3-wide call up the backstretch, horse we used to have, Danash and Nukes, I watched that on replay for many years. Also, the Gold Cup and Saucer back in '89. I think I've watched that one a million times with Stargaze Hanover and Harry Polt. And so we used to love Boomer's calls back in the day.
Yeah, for sure.
Race 3 starters lining up in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate is the Tom and Margaret Claiborne Memorial. And we'll go back upstairs to track announcer Vance Cameron.
Oh, Kurt, you have no idea how an old man's heart lights up when he sees that young fella calling races, and oh, the expression on his face. You just cannot beat it. Part of the future of the game. And as a matter of fact, I thought I might have put a jinx on Tommy Weatherby. I had a lot of calls, couldn't get into the 500, so Justin got him there today. Annual tradition here, Old Home Week. Tom and Margaret Claiborne Memorial trot and off stride at the start. Markers down the ridge. Into the turn they go. Little Arrow along the rail, the first one out. Second, that is Long Black Limousine coming third from the outside. Dusty Lane Kahlua to get away fourth. Around the turn, here is Ma Barker, and the trailer markers down a ridge. On the outside, here comes Dusty Lane Kahlua to engage the leader, a Little Arrow, as they arrive next at the quarter. And Dusty Lane Kahlua, for Mr. Old Home Week himself, Gary McDonald, he's on the choo-choo. 29-3 the quarter. Little Arrow goes second. Long Black Limousine is third. Up with the leaders fourth. Ma Barker in the backfield. Markers down to ridge the trailer. Off the turn they come and they straighten down the stretch. The half mile in their sight. And at the midway point, Dusty Lane Kahlua will get them halfway home. Little Arrow is second. There goes Long Black Limousine to the outside third. Fourth is Ma Barker, and the trailer markers down ridge. 1 minute and 3 was the half. We'll have a new leader at the 5/8 pole. Long Black Limousine and Lenz will take over. Dusty Lane Kahlua second. Little Arrow tipping out third. Fourth is Ma Barker. And Marcus down the ridge, the trailer, the three-quarters comes next. And that's Long Black Limousine by a half a dozen. Little Arrow is taken over second. Third, Dusty Lane Kahlua. Ma Barker's moving fourth. Marcus down the ridge, the trailer, 130 and 1 the three-quarters. That was 29 and 3 in the third. And they're homeward bound. It's all Long Black Limousine in here. Little Arrow is second. Ma Barker on the outside third. In the Tom and Margaret Claiborne Memorial Trot, Long Black Limousine and Paul Langell all the way. Second, that'll go to Little Arrow. Ma Barker is third. 158-30.
Here comes the slow-mo replay brought to you by Universal Media for the afternoon's third race, the Tom and Margaret Claiborne Memorial. Nice win for Long Black Limousine, Kurt.
Yeah, you hear the phrase brush and crush a lot. It gets thrown around pretty loosely, but you could use it right here because this fella just brushed and crushed here. Half in a minute, 3/5. That's when Langell made the move on Dusty Lane Kahlua and Gary McDonald. Back half, he trotted 58 flat for a nice mile, 158 and 3 as Long Black Limousine goes back-to-back, winning his second lifetime start. The 3-year-old gelding by 6-pack. Look good here for Langell, and we'll see them back in the Crown Rust Proofing winner's circle in just a moment. And it looks like the unofficial try-in here is 3-2-4 in race 3, the Tom and Margaret Claiborne Memorial.
Long Black Limousine arriving at the third race winner's circle, trotting bay gelding 3 years, the son of 6-pack from the Donato Hanover Dam, Sherry Mackey Hanover, owned by Carl Bagnall of Stratford, bred by Buckhaven Farm of Pennsylvania, trained by Tammy Collins, Paul Langell guiding him to victory, and a new record of 158-3. Long Black Limousine capturing the Tom and Margaret Claiborne Memorial Trot with the winner's circle cooler presentation. Now the official results in the third race, Marcus down Ridge fifth, Little Arrow was second. Long Black Limousine, the race winner. Ma Barker finished third. Dusty Lane Kahlua fourth. They went 29-3, 1 minute 3, 130-1, and the mile in 158-3. In review, it's 5-2-1-3-4. Long Black Limousine paid $340. The Exactor 2190, the Triactor 125.80, and the Superfecta 32.71.
And just a note coming up in today's fourth race, Parker Realty Limited Pace, scratch number 1 and number 2 out of the upcoming fourth race. Welcome back to Race Day Live here at Red Shore, Charlottetown on Gold Cup and Saucer Day. 3 races in the books this afternoon of 10. Let's talk about the HPI Gold Cup Week offer. HPI PEI customers and players across the country who wager $25 or more per card will receive 5% cash back during Gold Cup Week at Red Shore, Charlottetown. HPI PEI players will also receive a ballot for a chance to win a $500 rebate. For more information on these great offers and to sign up for free, go to hpibet.com. And we'll slide the selections into the screen for the upcoming fourth race. Note once again that the 1 Tells Bells and 2 Catch a Few Rays are both scratched out of this race. There's a shot of the Atlantic Post Calls paddock cam. Kurt, you got the selections.
Yeah, going with a 3, 4, 7 in here. Rocky, you like the 3, 4 as well. You're going with the 6 for third, but we got the post braid coming up right now. So up to Vance Cameron for the call of the post braid.
Parker Realty Limited sponsors the fourth. 1 and 2 are scratched. Outrageous Song, number 3, owned by Shirley Weeks of Fredericton, trained by Jackie Matheson. Jill Barrio drives. Run for the Money, number 4, owned by Chandler McIsaac of Summerside, Brandon McDougall of Alberton, Brady Sweet trains and drives. Number 5 is Lori Merchandise, owned by Dion Gillis of Strathmore, Nova Scotia. Ambrose, the Purple Plum Gillis, the trainer driver. Number 6 is Cheddar is Better, owned by Dr. Jim Shive of Ryan's Creek, Nova Scotia. Dr. Trevin Shive trains. Mark Campbell. 7 is Diamond Girl, Kenny Murphy driving for owner-trainer Amber Campbell, Charlottetown. 5 minutes to post time. Rocky and Kurt are back in a moment, but first a message from Gold Cup and Saucer Ambassador Bridget Judson.
I'm Gold Cup Ambassador Bridget Judson, and I'm proud to represent the PEI Cancer Treatment Center at this year's Gold Cup and Saucer. The PEI Cancer Treatment Center supports Islanders by providing quality cancer care close to home. With its main location in Charlottetown and satellite location in Summerside, Islanders are able to receive treatment closer to home and stay near their loved ones during difficult times. Their dedicated staff deliver excellent care and emotional support for both patients and their families. The PEI Cancer Treatment Center has been a meaningful part of my own family's journey by helping my mom recently reach her milestone of being 5 years cancer-free. I'm honored to represent the PEI Cancer Treatment Center through the Ambassador Give Back program and shine light on the incredible work they do for Islanders every day.
Let's head up to the track for the afternoon's fourth race. Parker Realty Limited Pace. Scratch the 1 and the 2. There is a look at the 3. We're both onto the 3, Kurt. Outrageous Song, 7-year-old bay mare by Sports Writer. For Shirley Weeks of Fredericton, Jackie Matheson is the trainer. Jill Barrio looks for a driving double in the bike.
Yeah, I liked her to win it before the scratch of the 1 and 2, and now I really, really like her. She inherits the rail. Outrageous Song. She's got that good early speed. She shows a front end win in that second last start on the bottom at the 1001 level last 4, and so I think she will control things in this race for Gilles Barrio, currently 3-2.
And there's a look at the 4, Run for the Money, 5-year-old bay mare by Sports Writer. For Chandler McIsaac of Summerside, Brandon McDougall of Alberton, Brady Sweet is the trainer and the driver. Nice win in her latest.
Yeah, dipped to the non-winners 401, our bottom level here, and was able to reach up for the win. Good closing quarter, 28-4. 57 flat is the mile, and so that should give this mare a little bit of confidence, and so she's moving back up in class. Compact field of 5. Run for the Money looks like a good option in the exactor.
And that was a new race win record in her latest Run for the Money. There's a look at the 7, Diamond Girls, a 4-year-old bay mare by All Bets Off. For Amber Campbell of Charlottetown, who's also the trainer. Kenny Murphy in the bike.
Yeah, raced well last time out. Just got collared late in the mile. 57-1 was a race time from post 2. Start prior to that, good trip, 57-2. Didn't get any money, but that class is pretty tough. Winners of 3, not more than 5 races of life. And so dipping down to the bottom level, that helped her get one in the top 3 column. And so from post 7, again at a similar level to the 401s, just up 1 class. Winners of 7-11. Diamond Girl and moves in a couple spots on the gate, and so I think she can round out the top 3 at 9-1.
Let's have a look at the odds board for the upcoming 4th race. Scratch down to a field of 5 in here. We got Outrageous Song from post 3 at 3-5 with Jill Barrio. The 4, Run for the Money and Brady Sweet at 2-1. Laurie Merchandise is 5 with Ambrose Gillis at 9-1. The 6, Cheddar is Better with Mark Campbell at 3-1. And rounding out the field is Diamond Girl from post 7. Kenny Murphy will drive at 9-1. That's a look at the field for the afternoon's 4th race. Parker Realty Limited Pace. Good luck with your selections.
Race 4, the Parker Realty Pace. They'll be trackside with the winner, and the field for the 4th is lining up in behind that Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Let's go back upstairs for the call to Vance Cameron.
Oh, Kurt, Team Fortify and Team Major. They're getting the apparel ready for Gold Cup and Saucer 66. It's the 4th Parker Realty Limited lineup. Outrageous Song, Run for the Money, Lori Merchandise, Cheddar is Better, Diamond Girl, Post Time. Up and pacing, Outrageous Song, the first one out. Run for the Money, second. They're outside. Lori Merchandise, third. To get into the turn and racing from fourth. Cheddar is Better. And the trailer, that's Diamond Girl. Up the backstretch for time 1 to the quarter, led by Outrageous Song. In line to Gilberto. Caught on the outside now. On the backstretch, Lori Merchandise. Run for the Money along the rail, third. Back into fourth, Cheddar is Better. And the trailer, that's Diamond Girl. They swing past the opening quarter. Outrageous Song in 27-4. Boom! Just like that. On the front end, Outrageous Song and Barrio got fired up early. Dropping in to be second, Lori Merchandise. Then a Run for the Money, third. Right there, fourth. That is Cheddar is Better. And the trailer, fifth, Diamond Girl. Barrio looks for a second panel breather in here. Aboard Outrageous Song. Off a big-time opener. He did get the breather. Just 30-1 in the second quarter for a half mile in 58 flat. On by the 5/8, Outrageous Song, the leader on Lori Merchandise, then Run for the Money, third. There goes Cheddar is Better to the outside, fourth, and on the outside, fifth, Diamond Girl. All 5 are in it with a quarter of a mile to go. Outrageous Song, the leader. Cheddar is Better on the outside will pick up second, third at the rail. That's Lori Merchandise. Fourth, Run for the Money. Diamond Girl, fifth, but not out of it. 1:27-4, the three-quarter time, and they're homeward bound. Outrageous Song, the leader. That's Cheddar is Better on the outside now. Has her collared lead. In between them, Run for the Money. Cheddar is Better and Mark Campbell, then Run for the Money. Outrageous Song. Time for the mile in 1:56.2.
Here comes the slow-mo replay brought to you by Universal Media for the afternoon's 4th race. Parker Realty Limited Pace. Cheddar is Better with the Camel Factor. Gets the job done in here, Kurt.
Yeah, you were playing the driver change angle to get her in on your ticket, and you got the top 3 here. 3, 4, 6. The 6 gets the job done. Cheddar is Better. First up here for Campbell, like he does. We've watched him do this many times. We've seen this story before. And then through the fractions of half and 58, 3/4, 1:27-4. That's when Campbell dug deep with the 6. Cheddar is Better, and they're going to get up in final strides to reach up and grab it over the fraction setter. Outrageous Song, and in the middle there, Run for the Money, who grabs the deuce. So 6-4-3 unofficially here in race number 4. It is the Parker Realty Pace, and the 6, Cheddar is Better, will be back in the Crown Rust-Proofing winner circle in just a moment.
Cheddar is better into the fourth race winner's circle, pacing bound mare 4 by Better Than Cheddar off the Western Ideal Dam, iced out. Owned by Dr. Jim Shive of Rhines Creek, Nova Scotia. Bred by Rick Howells of Lake Orion, Michigan. Trained by Dr. Trevin Shive. And Mark Campbell with the drive. The mile 156 and 2. Cheddar is better in the fourth. Parker Realty Limited joining with the Winner's Circle Cooler presentation.
This race replay is brought to you by the new 1888 Lounge at Red Shores. The 1888 Lounge is perfect for your corporate meetings, parties, or presentations. Contact Rebecca in our Sales and Events Division for more information on the new 1888 Lounge upper level at Red Shores.
Now the official results from the fourth race. 1 and 2 were scratch. Outrageous Song third. Run for the Money was second. Lori Merchandise finished fifth. Cheddar is Better, the race winner. Diamond Girl fourth. That went 27 and 4. 58. 127 and 4. And the mile in 156 and 2. In review, it's scratched. 3, 2, 5, 1, 4. Cheddar is Better paid $6.40. The exactor $20, the triactor $35, and the superfecta $6.80.
There is a shot of the crowd here in the top of the park. Welcome, everybody, to Red Shores on Gold Cup and Saucer 66th Day, presented by Atlantic Lottery. Goes tonight in race number 15.
Fifth race is a division of the Joe O'Brien Memorial Stake. On parade, Camco Lucas won, owned by Hal Smith of Hunnell and Ian Smith of Stratford, trained by Tom Weatherby. Brody McPhee drives. Don't Come Looking, number 2, owned by Harold Ariane and Angeli Duguay from Pabos, Quebec. Chris Davies, the trainer, driven by David Dowling. Chromed Up, number 3, owned by Mark Galland and Craig Arsenault of Summerside, trained by Chris McKay. Mark Campbell drives. Arthur Idlam 4 is owned by Gaston Idlam Incorporated of Bathurst, New Brunswick, trained by Greg McGinnis. Today, Brett McDonald. Jackie Pang 5, owned by Ian McKinnon of Glace Bay. Joel LeBlanc from Victoria Mines, Nova Scotia. Corey McPherson trains and drives. Abiding Art, number 6, owned by Jack and Brendan Melanson of Stanley Bridge, trained and driven by Kenny Arsenault. 7 is Tobin Storm, owned by Tobin Storm Stable Group of St. Andrews, Nova Scotia, trained by Bruce McGee. Note the driver change to Adam Murner. Adam Murner on the 7, Tobin Storm. Number 8, the Tulsa King, owned by Josh McDonald, Mike Dix, and Cam McDonald, trained by Mike McGuigan. Note the driver change to Gilles Barriol. Gilles Barriol drives the 8, the Tulsa King. 4 minutes to post time. And gentlemen, we're coming up with our selections in race number 5. It's the first Super High 5 of this Saturday afternoon. And we thank Results Marketing and Advertising and their continued presentation of the Vance Cam. I went to 3 chromed up with the Mark Campbell catch drive. Just beat ahead as last time around, guys. Last quarter went 27-4 for mile 57-3. I'm on the 1, Camco Lucas. He's going to have to mind his manners to get around here twice, but he's got lots of speed to do it. For triactor players, I threw in the 6, Abiding Art, a winner last time around in the B. Sire Stakes. For 4th, I'm on 7, Tobin Storm, and for 5th, I went to Jackie Pang. 3-1-6-7-5 from the booth. Gentlemen, your choices.
I'm sticking to the inside 5, Vance. I'm going with the horse on the rail, as you mentioned. You took the words out of my mouth. If he behaves himself today, that is the angle I'm playing. Camco Lucas showing breaks, but showing good speed, 56-3. Last time out in Atlantic Sire Stake, A division. He had a tough post 7, so he gets some post relief. And he's in a grass route here today. So I think Camco Lucas and Brody McPhee and Tom Weatherby, they could keep their great day going here with a win in this Joe O'Brien grass route. I like the 3 chromed up for 2nd. The 2 Don't Come Looking for 3rd. I'm going to close it out with Jackie Pang for 4th. And then the 4, Arthur Idlam and Brett McDonald for 5th. So I'm at 1-3-2. 5-4, Rocky, your choices.
Well, we're in the exactor together, Kurt. I like the 1 as well, Camco Lucas, for the very same reasons that you and Vance mentioned. If he behaves himself today, he could be a winner in here. For 2nd, I like the 3 as well, chromed up with Mark Campbell. Nice closing quarter in his latest, 57-3 with Corey McPherson aboard. Mark Campbell drives today. For 3rd, I'll go with the 6, Abiding Art. He had a nice win wire to wire in his last, 157-3. Shows that mile in 155-4 the start before that here. He's been great since Kenny took the hobbles off him. For 4th, I'll go with the 4, Arthur Idlam, and to round it out with the 7, Tobin Storm. Note the driver change to Adam Murner. So I'm going 1-3-6-4-7. Kurt's at 1-3-2-5-4. Vance Cameron at 3-1-6-7-5. Good luck and get in on the Super High 5.
There will be a delay in the start of race number 5. 6 Abiding Art through his shoe. He's having that tacked on. Parmutual windows remain open and selling for any last-minute race 5 selections featuring the Super High Five. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't get your starter shirt for the 66th edition of the Gold Cup and Saucer, just was speaking with Gail McDonald from the Photo Souvenir booth, and they are very limited selections left. So if you get there now, they may have your size, but it's a very limited edition of the starter shirts for Cup and Saucer 66 for $100,000 tonight. The greatest 8-horse field ever assembled in the history of Gold Cup and Saucer. We've got a perfect afternoon. It continues into the night. That 150-1 track record held by 4 individual horses is in big-time jeopardy. So make sure you get your Gold Cup and Saucer starter shirts before they disappear.
Okay, we're getting close here in race 5, a little shoe repair, and it looks like the horse is back on track, so we'll be going to the gate momentarily. Lots of great shots of the tarmac. The crowd is starting to filter in for the big evening. The chairs are up along the fence, Rocky. The crowd is starting, nothing like the crowd tonight, but you can start to see the crowd filter in. And how about the shot they had over there at the old judges stand? I've never taken in a card over there.
I have.
You have?
Oh,
yeah, it looks like it'd be a great experience, especially up in the old judges stand when you can kind of walk around the balcony out there and watch the entire race from that vantage point. It'd be pretty cool.
When Robbie Shaw and I filtered in here this morning at 10:30, the chairs that were already lined up along the front fence was unreal.
Yeah.
So, like, they get their chairs here and park them there for, even if they're not going to stay for the afternoon, they know where their spot is tonight.
Yeah. No, it's going to be an incredible evening for racing. The weather's going to be perfect. Sun shining here this afternoon. It should be a good night as well tonight, even when the sun goes down. I don't think it'll be too chilly, and so it should be a great card of racing. Can't wait for it. We got our first division of the Joe O'Brien Memorial 3-year-old Colts Grassroots purse, $14,100, and that full field of 8. It is lining up in behind that Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Let's go upstairs for the call to Vance Cameron.
Camco Lucas, Don't Come Looking, Chromed Up, Arthur Idlam, Jackie Payne, Abiding Art, Tobin Storm, the Tulsa King on the grandstand side. Top of the stretch. Here they come. Abiding Art is going to be back at the start. There they go. Off and pacing. Chromed Up is the first one out. At the rail, that's Camco Lucas. Coming from the outside is Tobin Storm for third. Racing fourth towards the inside is Don't Come Looking. Then the fifth one to make the turn is Arthur Idlam. Racing sixth, Jackie Pang. The Tulsa King is seventh. And the Triller, Abiding Art. They go to the opening quarter. Chromed Up and Mark Campbell out in front. Second along the rail, that'll be Tobin Storm. To get away third, Camco Lucas. Capping in fourth, Don't Come Looking. Then in fifth, along the inside is Arthur Idlam. Then racing sixth, Jackie Pang, followed by the Tulsa King and Abiding Art. 28 and won the opening quarter, a 2-length lead for Chromed Up and Campbell towards the half mile. Racing second is Tobin Storm with the leaders third, Camco Lucas. Fourth, Don't Come Looking. Then in fifth, it's Arthur Idlam. Racing from sixth is Jackie Pang. Seventh, the Tulsa King. And Abiding Art is 8:57 and 1 for a half a mile. Midway round the paddock turn for the second time, approaching 5/8. Chromed Up the leader. Tobin Storm second. There goes Camco Lucas. First up, third and moving. Following the cover on the outside, fourth is Arthur Idlam. At the rail, fifth. That is Don't Come Looking. Jackie Pang has picked up sixth. Abiding Art seventh. Now the trailer. That is Tulsa King. 3/4 in the books. 1:27 and 2. Chromed Up at the rail. To his outside, Camco Lucas matching strides. Racing from third. That is Arthur Idlam. Down the home stretch now. Camco Lucas on the outside. Chromed Up at the rail. On the wire, Camco Lucas. Here's 501. Tommy Weatherby winners on that wall. Chromed Up second. Arthur Idlam was there third. 1:55.4.
Here comes the slow-mo replay brought to you by Universal Media for the afternoon's fifth race. First division of the Joe O'Brien Memorial 3-year-old Colts Grassroots for $14,000. Kurt, we nailed her here.
Yeah, Chromed Up, Mark Campbell out to the lead early in this one. Quarter was 28-1, half 57-1. Nice first over grind here for the one Camco Lucas. He's been racing against A competition over the last 4 or 5 weeks. And so dipping into this grassroots level here today, had to think he was the one to beat, and he was the winner here in a new speed badge, 155-4 for Camco Lucas in a division of the Joe Bryan Memorial 3-year-old Colts grassroots. Brody and Lucas, and probably Tom, with 501 training victories. They'll be back in the Crown Rust-Proofing Winner Circle next.
Well, Tommy Weatherby and Brody McPhee have hooked up for some doubles on this Saturday afternoon of Old Home Week. Camco Lucas into the winner's circle. Bay Pacing Gelding, he's 3 by Militias off the Stonebridge Terror Dam, Camco Terror. Only Howell Smith of Funnel and Ian Smith of Stratford. Bred by Blair Campbell of Darlington. Tommy Weatherby, the trainer. Brody McPhee in the driver's seat. We'll guide him to a new record of 155-4. Down at trackside, making the presentation of the Joe O'Brien Memorial Harness Racing Royalty, folks. Mike and Alden O'Brien joining us here at the driving park with the presentation.
This race replay is brought to you by All Star Cresting, specializing in embroidery, screen print, promotional products, and on-site cresting featuring the newest technology, and one of the largest embroidery and screen printing departments in Atlantic Canada. For all your clothing and merchandise needs, email sales@allstarcresting.ca. At All Star Cresting, we got you covered.
Now, the official results in race 5. Camco Lucas, the winner. Don't Come Looking was 6. Chromed Up finished 2nd, had broken equipment. Arthur Idlam was 3rd. Jackie Pang 4th. Abiding Art was 8th. Tobin Storm finished 5th. The Tulsa King 7th. 28-1. 57-1. 127-2. The Mild in 155-4. In review, it's 162. 34857. Camco Lucas paid $550. The exactor was $850. The triactor $52.60, and the super high 5 at $136.14.
Red Shores Racing is excited to offer a new Pick 4 as part of the 2025 wagering menu. The late Pick 4 will be on the last 4 races of every card at Red Shores, Charlottetown, and Summerside, and features a $1,500 guaranteed pool with the low 15% takeout. And we'll slide the selections into the screen for the upcoming 6th race, the Donnie and Nan Simmons Memorial. There's a shot of the Atlantic Post Calls paddock cam. Kurt, you got the selections.
Yeah, field of 6 in here. I'm going with a 2-1-4. I like Hunger Pangs out of the Blaine McKenna stable. Paul McKenzie in the seat. It's unanimous. We're all going with the 2. I like 2-1-4. Rocky, you're going 2-5-6. Post time picks, that's Peter McPhee. He likes a 2-4-1. And the classifier's choice matching mine at 2-1-4. 1-2 currently on Hunger Pangs.
Last call, 50-50. Heather is up here right now in the top of the park. Your last call for 50-50. Over $1,700 to the winner right now in the 50-50. Get your tickets.
The afternoon 6th race is the Donnie and Nan Simmons Memorial. There will be trackside presentations on parade. Number 1, Fout, over Mitchell Ellsworth of St. Louis, trained by Jay Noy. Zach Noy drives. Hunger Pangs 2 is owned by Suzanne McKeegan of Albert Bridge, Nova Scotia, trained by Blaine McKenna. Paul McKenzie. Julian I Am, number 3, Jeremy Baker from Blackrock, Nova Scotia, owns, trains, and drives. Silver Hill Lightning 4, Ryan DeRoche in the driver's seat for owner-trainer Stacy Dara, Stratford. 5 is Neptune Sealster, owned by Carly Ward, Mickey Gallant, and Nicole McPherson, trained by Mickey Gallant, driven by Adam Murner. McLand 6, owned by Michael Dubé from St. Moise, Quebec, trained by Chris Davies, David Dowling. 2 minutes to post time. A special welcome to everyone visiting Prince Edward Island for Old Home Week and Gold Cup and Saucer 66, presented by Atlantic Lottery.
Hi, I'm Gold Cup Ambassador Haley Claire. I will be representing Kids for PEI at this year's Gold Cup and Saucer. Kids for PEI believes in all PEI children should have the opportunity to experience positive benefits that sports offer, while also helping to remove any financial barriers that limit some children from playing sports here on PEI. Growing up, I had the opportunity and privilege to play many sports in my childhood like hockey, soccer, and field hockey, and they have developed me and shaped me into the person I am today. I am honored to be representing Kids for PEI through the Ambassador Give Back program to allow every child to gain some of the same experiences I had growing up, while also being able to receive the positive benefits that sports has on every individual.
Let's head out to the track for the afternoon sixth race. Donnie and Nan Simmons Memorial. It's unanimous, as you said, Kurt. We're all landing on the 2 in here. Hunger Pangs, 10-year-old bay gelding by Peng Shui for Suzanne McKagan of Albert Bridge, Nova Scotia. Blaine McKenna trains. It's Paul McKenzie looking for the win in the bike.
Yeah, getting another kick at this 7:01 level. Pocket sitting second to Melody Maker. Last time out in Summerside, Brady Sweet was in the seat. Closed it out 29-2 for a mile of 57 and 2. He was a front end winner from post 2 at the 7:01 level back on Canada Day. 55 and 4 for Corey McPherson. 28 and 3 final panel with Paul McKenzie in the seat here today. I have to think Hunger Pangs could be headed to the front. I know the one Fout does have good early speed, but maybe Zach will want that 2-hole ride behind the morning line choice. 3 to 5 currently on the board for Hunger Pangs and McKenzie.
There's a look at the rail sitter in here. Fout, 5-year-old bay gelding by Better's Delight for Mitchell Ellsworth of St. Louis, Prince Edward Island. Jay Noy trains, and his boy Zach is in the bike.
Yeah, this one's very competitive at this level. Last time he dropped to the 7:01 level, he was second by a neck, 58 for Mark Campbell at a post 5. Got away in the 3-hole, made a couple moves in that mile, kicked home in 28 and 2 for that mile. And then last time out at the non-winners 1,001, last 5. Nova Scotia Strong was the winner. This one was 5th, race timed in 56 and 1, closing quarter 29 flat off a 2-hole ride. So it'll be up to Zach whether he wants to cut the mile. This one has good enough gate speed to boss it from start to finish if he wants to. But I think he may elect to take that 2-hole ride. I just think Hunger Pangs is the one to beat, and so I'm looking for Fout to take that 2-hole ride, but we'll see what Zach decides to do when the wings fold. 5 to 1 currently on Fout.
There's a look at the 4, Silver Hill Lightning, 9-year-old bay gelding by Proven Lover for Stacey Dare of Stratford, who's also the trainer. Ryan Darash in the bike, Kurt.
Yeah, Ryan's got a good shot at hitting the ticket here with Silver Hill Lightning out of the Stacey Dara stable. This horse been good for Stacey over the years. Got a good closing kick as well. So if Ryan gets him in a good stocking spot, I have to think he could round out the top 3. Hunger Pangs and Fout are definitely the 2 best in here, in my opinion. And I just went to Hunger Pangs, 26 lifetime wins versus Fout's 8 lifetime wins. So I like the 2 on top of the 1 and 4 in this one. 7 to 1 currently on Silver Hill Lightning.
The afternoon 6th race has a field of 6 in the Donnie and Nan Simmons Memorial. They're lining up in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Let's go upstairs to Vance Cameron.
Felt, Hunger Pangs, Julian I.M., Silver Hill Lightning, Neptune Sealster, and McLean, top of the stretch. Now approaching a start. The rough and pacing Felt at the rail, run alongside his Hunger Pangs. Then the third one to the turn, Silver Hill Lightning. Neptune Sealster on the outside fourth. Coming for fifth from the outside, McLean, and the trailer, that is Julian I.M. On the backstretch, it's going to be Felt and Zach Noy to lead it early. Tucked away second is Hunger Pangs, racing from third. That's Silver Hill Lightning. Neptune Sealster's away fourth. McLean has fifth, and the gapped out trailer, Julian I.M. is sixth. They passed by the quarter mile. Felt got him there in 28 and 2. Hunger Pangs tracking in the 2-hole. Silver Hill Lightning third. That's Neptune Sealster fourth. Fifth is McLand, and the sixth one, Julian I.M. Down the stretch they come with the backfield in motion now. On the front end, that's Felt the leader. Here's Neptune Sealster up on the outside to challenge. Hunger Pangs at the rail third. McLand is fourth. On the outside, racing from fifth to Silver Hill Lightning, the trailer, Julian I.M. 58 and 1 for a half a mile. They're over to the 5-8. Felt the leader. From the outside, Neptune Sealster second. In the pocket third, that's Hunger Pangs. Up fourth on the outside, McLand at the rail. Silver Hill Lightning is fifth. And the trailer, Julian I.M. They arrive at three quarters. Felt is still there on the cones. From the outside, second is Neptune Sealster. Hunger Pangs at the rail. Looms the danger third. 3/4 in 1:27 and 2. And they turn for home. Felt is looking to close it out now. Hunger Pangs at the rail second. Neptune Sealster third. Silver Hill Lightning fourth. On the wire next, it's Felt all the way in line to Zach Noy. Hunger Pangs was second. Third goes to Neptune Sealster. 1:56.2.
Here comes a slow-mo replay brought to you by Universal Media for the afternoon 6th race. Donnie and Nan Simmons Memorial. Felt goes all the way, Kurt.
Yeah, he picked up his first driving win not too long ago, Zach Noy, and who am I kidding? If I had a horse that could leave like he could and down at this level and I was just starting out driving, why not put him on the front? I was thinking he may take the 2-hole ride, but good for Zach on the front end. Well rated mile, 28-2, half 58 and 1, 3/4 127 and 2. Kicks home in 29 flat for a nice mile. 156 and 2 is the win for Felt and Zach Noy. Great drive by Zach here in race 6, the Donnie and Nan Simmons Memorial. Felt and Zach Noy will be back in the Crown Rust Proofing Winner's Circle next.
Fout has arrived at the sixth race winner's circle, facing gelding the 5-year-old son of Better's Delight of the All-American native dam Weeper. Owned by Mitchell Ellsworth of St. Louis, bred by Winback Farm, trained by Jay Noy. Zach Noy put him on top at every call today, winning in 156 and 2. Fout wires the 6th. Down in the winner's circle, it is the Donnie and Nan Simmons Memorial Cooler presentation with plenty of friends and family joining us on this Saturday afternoon of Old Home Week. Fout, Zach Noy, wire to wire, 156 and 2.
This race replay is brought to you by Symes Horse Transport. Based in Nova Scotia and with over 20 years of experience, Chucky Symes would welcome the opportunity to transport your horses when you need them moved. Operating 2 rigs, Symes Horse Transport offers safe, feasible, and timely trucking in Canada and the U.S. Symes Horse Transport is a commercially covered horse carrier. They also buy and sell horses. To book a stall and to get a quote, call or text 902-664-7086 or email st.symes@gmail.com. Good luck racing.
Now the official results from race 6. Fout was the winner. Hunger Pain second. Julian I.M. fifth. Silver Hill Lightning fourth. Neptune Sealster was third. McLand finished sixth. They went 28 and 2. 58 and 1, 127 and 2, mile 156 and 2. In review, 125, 436. Fout paid 12.20 to win. The exactor 26.10, the triactor 44.50, and the superfecta was 12.17.
And there is a shot of the tarmac. People strolling through, getting ready for tonight's Gold Cup and Saucer 66 for $100,000. Chairs all lined up at the fence out there. Hello and welcome to Red Shores.
Yeah, thanks for your support. Thanks for coming in for the afternoon card. A couple of Joe Bryan grassroots for you. Good one in the 5th. We got another good one coming up in the 10th. Got some good overnight races as well to keep you entertained, and a good primer for the 15 dash program here tonight. It is a blockbuster card. this evening, and so it all kicks off at 6 p.m. Tonight. There's a look, Rocky. You don't see this too often. Race 7 coming up next, and it is unanimous across the board.
Yes, it is.
3-6-5 for everyone.
Yep, and there's a shot of the Atlantic Post Calls paddock cam. We're all on to Bless Me Father, and then Desert Hayes, who's a newcomer here to Prince Edward Island of the J. Noy stable, and the 5 Curad. So 3-6-5 unanimous, and they're on the track.
Seventh race trotters and their drivers on the track in the Charlie Blaisdell Memorial Ocean View Daisy number 1 owned by Jackie Heffernan of Somerville, Barry McLeod of Cardigan, trained by Miles Heffernan Jr. with Miles Sr. driving. 2 is Libero owned by Donna Van Meer from Mount Herbert. Donna does the training. Jill Burial. Bless Me Father number 3 owned and trained by Donna Van Meer of Mount Herbert. Mark Campbell drives. Glider Man number 4, owned and trained by Jennifer Doyle of Vernon Bridge, David Dowling. 5 is Curad. Ryan DeRoche of Clyde River is the owner and the driver. Shayna Toll trains. Desert Hayes number 6, owned by Mitchell Ellsworth of St. Louis, trained by Jay Noy. Corey McPherson. 3 minutes to post time. Back down to Rocky Skirvin and Kurt Hughes at the HBI broadcast desk with the race day recap presented by Metro Home Building Center.
Yeah, Vance, let's take a look at the race day recap presented by Metro Home Building Center. In today's first race, it was the Guy Cadet Memorial, and it was Bronx, Drifter, and Gilles Barrio making every call a winning one from post 1, 27-4. 57-2, 3/4, 126-1, 27-2 closer. Defend off that late challenge by Navalny up the inside. Bronx Drifter gets it done in the first. 53-4 is the mile. 152 is the try, and it paid 38.30.
In the afternoon second race, the Aflac Family Memorial, we saw Moonfall and Brody McPhee give trainer Tommy Weatherby win number 500, and here's a fast-closing Listen Linda Lou in there for second. Up for third, that is the 4, Shill Hanover, but Moonfall gets it done in 1:57-1, new race win record. Listen Linda Lou second, Shill Hanover third, the 634 Triactor, 77.60.
In race 3, it was the Tom and Margaret Claiborne Memorial, and it was Long Black Limousine, and Langell, you could have put a limousine in between him and the rest of the field here. The 3 gets it done in race 3, trotting a back half in 58 flat for a new mark of 1:58-3, shaving 4 seconds off his previous best mark. 3-year-old gelding by 6-pack gets it done there for Langell in race 3. 3-2-4 try paid 125.80.
In the afternoon's fourth race, Parker Realty Limited Pace, Cheddar is Better, and Mark Campbell first over here on the outside through splits of 27-4, 58, 127-4. Going to double up Dr. Jim Shive and Dr. Trevin Shive for the win in 156-2. In for second is the 4, Run for the Money, Outrageous Song third, 643 Triactor, $35.
And then race 5, our first Joe O'Brien Memorial 3-year-old colt grassroots division, purse $14,100. And it was Brody McPhee and Camco Lucas grinding out a first over victory over Chromed Up and Mark Campbell. Camco Lucas dropping out of the Atlantic Sire Stakes A division competition to tackle the grassroots from the pole position, and he gets it done in 155-4, a new record for the 3-year-old gelding by Malicious. Brody McPhee and Camco Lucas win it. Chromed Up second, Arthur Idlim third, 134 try paid 52.60.
And in the sixth race, we just saw the Donnie and Nan Simmons Memorial. Fout and young Zach Noy go right down the road, 28-2, 58-1, 127-2. And they're home and cooled in here to win in 156-2. First win of 2025, 9th career for Fout. In for second was the 2, Hunger Pangs. Up for third is the 5, Neptune Sealster. 125 Triactor, $44.50. That is the race day recap presented by Metro Home Building Center. Let's head out to the track for the afternoon 7th race. It is the Charlie Blaisdell Memorial Trot. Landing on the 3 in here, Bless Me Father, 3-year-old bay gelding by Father Patrick for Donna Van Meer of Mount Herbert. She's also the trainer, and Mark Campbell in the bike. Looking for a second win today, Kurt.
Yeah, not too shabby. Bless Me Father, 4 for 4 this year with over 17,000 made. 3-year-old gelding by Father Patrick. A pretty good effort last time out, 58-2. And prior to that, 57-2. For Mark Campbell, and that is his 3-year-old's record, and it looked good there in that All-Star Cresting Challenge there on June 26th. So post 3, Mark Campbell aboard here for Donna Van Meer. Bless Me Father, definitely the one to beat at Chalky Chalk, 1-4. Too low for me, Rock.
And there we get a peek at the 6, Desert Haze, 4-year-old bay mare by Uncle Peter. For Mitchell Ellsworth of St. Louis, just had a win with Fout. Jay Noy, the trainer, just had a win with Fout. Corey McPherson gets the call, first start on the island.
Yeah, I used to think Northfield was it was the home of the flying turns. I think Charlottetown has taken over as the fastest half mile on earth, and I think Scioto Downs may be the fastest 5/8 mile track, and that's where this one raced last time out. Cut the mile, finished 4th, 55-3. Pretty nice effort there. Moves into the J. Noy stable. Corey McPherson picking up the drive in this 4-year-old mare by Uncle Peter. Desert Haze right now at 5-2.
And there's a look at the 5, Curad, 5-year-old bay gelding by Wallner. Ryan DeRoche, the owner-driver. Shayna Toll, the trainer.
Yeah, and this one's coming in off a good second last time out, 59. Ryan DeRoche in the seat for Shayna Toll. Curad definitely has a shot here at hitting the ticket at 12-1.
The countdown clock is in for the afternoon 7th race. Charlie Blaisdell Memorial Trot. Field of 6. They're lining up in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Let's go back upstairs to Vance Cameron.
Ocean View Daisy Libero. Bless Me Father Glider Man Curad. Desert Haze. Top of the stretch. Now approaching a start. Rough and Trotting Libero and Ocean View Daisy on the rail. Leaving out, Bless Me Father is the third one to make the turn. Glider Man 4th, Curad 5th, the early trailer 6th. Desert Haze programmed orders start at the 8th pole. Ocean View Daisy and Miles Heffernan will lead them to the quarter, and Campbell's going to right line Bless Me Father early, rushing up to challenge that leader. Racing from 3rd, Libero, then 4th, Glider Man, followed by Curad, and the trailer, Desert Haze, on by the opening quarter, and Bless Me Father and Campbell have taken over just 30 and to the opening station. Ocean View Daisy on the turn is 2nd, Libero goes 3rd, Glider Man 4th, well gapped in 5th is Curad, followed by the newcomer, who is the trailer, Desert Haze. They approach the opening half mile, led by Bless Me Father in line to Mark Campbell. Ocean View Daisy 2nd, Libero 3rd, Glider Man 4th, Curad 5th, Desert Haze 6th, 58-4. They step it out to 28-2 in the second quarter. Up the backstretch for time 2. The leader, Bless Me Father by 2. Ocean View Daisy at long odds, racing 2nd. Libero 3rd. That's Glider Man 4th. Desert Haze has taken over 5th. Now the trailer, that is Curad. They're on by the 3/4 pole. Bless Me Father continuing to lead here in the late going. 2nd is Ocean View Daisy. 3/4 in 1. 28-3. If they got a little extra in the tank here, might get the track record. Deep stretch now. Bless Me Father, and a motionless Mark Campbell all alone on the line. Second is Ocean View Daisy, and Glider Man has rallied up to be third. Time for the mile. Just missed it by a fifth. 157.2.
Here comes the slow-mo replay brought to you by Universal Media for the afternoon 7th race. Charlie Blaisdell Memorial, Bless Me Father, drives up to the lead, and it's all over, Kurt.
Yep, let's make it 5 in a row this year. If you want to date back to last year, let's make it 6 in a row. Bless Me Father and Campbell making their way up to the front of a pretty slow opening quarter, 30-2. But Campbell kept on rocking and rolling, 28-2 in the second quarter. 58-4, 3 quarters, 128-3, and a nice closer of 28-4 on the end of it as Bless Me Father and Mark Campbell win the 7th. The Charlie Blaisdell Memorial Family and Friends will be trackside with the winner, and they'll be back in the Crown Rust Proofing Winner's Circle next.
Into the Crown Rust Protection Winner's Circle in the 7th. Number 3, Bless Me Father. Trotting Bay Gelding 3 by Father Patrick off the Yankee Glide Dam. My Angel Heart, owned and trained by Donna Van Meer of Mount Herbert, bred by Robert McNemee and the Hauser Brother Racing of New York. Mark Campbell, second winner on the day, right to his record of 157-2. Bless Me Father doubles up Campbell in the Charlie Blaisdell Memorial with the Winner's Circle presentation.
Windermere Farms is proud to announce shares are now available in our 2025 yearlings. From our Rising Star Stallion, Somewhere Fancy, to the Champion Sire, Malicious, this is your chance to get in on the action with some of the most exciting bloodlines in the Maritimes. Come on out to Windermere Farms and meet the future champions of the 2026 season. To book your viewing and for more details, contact Earl Watts today. Windermere Farms, where Atlantic Canada's champion stallions call home.
Now the official results in the 7th. Ocean View Daisy was second, Libero 4th. Bless Me Father, the winner. Glider Man was third. Curad finished sixth. Desert Haze was fifth. 30-2, 58-4, 128-3, Mild and 157-2. From the top, your program reads 241-365. Bless Me Father paid $210. The Exactor $41.90. Triactor $125.70, and the Superfecta was $70.94.
And once again, there's a shot of the top of the park. Welcome to Red Shores Old Home Week Gold Cup and Saucer Day. Great to have you all here this afternoon for the 10-dash program. Hopefully you stick around tonight. Post time at 6 o'clock for Gold Cup and Saucer number 66. And there is a look at the Atlantic Post Calls paddock cam. Kurt, you're on to the 6. The rest of us are on to the 5.
Yeah, looks like I'm out there on an island with the 6, Southern Heart. That's all right. I don't mind being on an island with Southern Heart. I hear she's a really nice mare, and so I'm going to put her on top here. She's dropping back down to the 401. She was absolutely buried after that win in 59-4 at the 401 level, moving all the way up to non-winners of 1,001 last 4 starts over the last 5 starts. So dropping back down here to the 401 level where she can usually handle this group, but I don't like the post. Post 6 will be tough, but I'm going to take a shot at her. Southern Heart on top of the 5, Love Party, and the 4, Top of Her Trade, and Langell.
And the line to be announced on the 3, Premier Heiress, is from here. August 14th, left from post 3, finished 5th, 158-2. Ross McGinnis was in the bike. That's the 3, Premier Heiress. In the upcoming 8th, Logan's Montague Funeral Home.
Now time to check those 50-50 draw tickets today worth $2,400. The winning number will be G2171136. The afternoon's 50-50 winning number for $2,400, G2171136. Good luck. The 8th race is the Logan's Montague Funeral Home Pacer on parade. Number 1, J.J. Scarlett, owned by Anthony Beaton and Beverly McKinnon of Inverness, Nova Scotia. Anthony does the training. Mark Campbell drives. 2 is Mockbrook Pro, owned by Paul Conway of Bonchon, Zach Conway of Charlottetown. Paul is the trainer. Zach is the driver. 3 is Premier Heiress, Rox McGinnis of Antigonish, Nova Scotia, owns, trains, and drives. Top of Her Trade wears number 4, owned by Corey and Eve Pickram from East Mountain, Nova Scotia. Corey does the conditioning, driven by Paul Langell. Love Party is 5, owned by Suzanne McKeegan of Albert Bridge, Nova Scotia, trained by Blaine McKenna, Paul McKenzie up. Southern Heart is 6, owned by Elmer Campbell of Airdrie, Alberta, and Jackie Cooper of Stratford, trained by Ron Mathis and Corey McPherson. 2 minutes to post time. Kurt and Rocky have the top selections for race 8. And please stand by for a message from the Chief Public Health Office and the Department of Health and Wellness.
Smoking steals more than your health. It steals precious moments from your life. Triple your chances of quitting smoking or vaping with PEI's smoking cessation program. Visit princeedwardisland.ca/quit-smoking.
Let's head up to the track for the afternoon's 8th race. Logan's Montague Funeral Home Pace. You're landing on the 6 in here, Kurt. Southern Heart. 11-year-old bay mare by Shadow Play for Elmer Campbell of Airdrie, Alberta. Jackie Cooper of Stratford. Ronnie Matheson trains. Corey McPherson in the bike.
Yep, she raced at this 401 level back on June 26. She was a winner by a nose, 59-4 from off the pace. She followed it up at the 701s from the rail with a good second and 58. And then, as I mentioned prior to post parade, she's been absolutely buried at that non-winners of 1,001 last 4, and unfortunately had post 6 in her last start at that level and ended up 5th by 19. But prior to that, pretty nice race times, 57 and 3, 58 and change. Corey gets along really well with her, and so back down at this 401 level, I think she is the one to beat, and you're getting pretty good odds on her right now, 2-1.
And there's a look at the 5, Love Party. My top selection in here, 4-year-old Baymare by Stag Party for Suzanne McKagan of Albert Bridge, Nova Scotia. Blaine McKenna, the trainer, and Paul McKenzie's in the bike. Kurt?
Yeah, Love Party was a winner in Summerside at this level rock back on July 8th. 2 minutes 4/5 for David Dowling. Moved up to the 1,001 level the very next start, 57-4 for Barrio, finishing 5th off a 2-hole ride. And then take a look at those post positions in her last 3 starts, post 6, post 8, and post 7. Doesn't get much better today, but she does move in a couple spots to post 5. But heaping scoop of class relief for the Love Party coming out of that winners of 3, not more than 5 races of life. So Love Party and gets McKenzie on board for the spin. She could complete the exactor maybe. Currently getting the attention on the board at even money.
And there is a look at the 4, top of her trade, 8-year-old Baymare by Bolt the Doer for Corey and Eve Pickram of East Mountain, Nova Scotia. Welcome to PEI, Corey and Eve. Corey is the trainer and Paul Langell in the bike.
Yeah, I think I was working remotely the night she won there on the front end. The rain started coming down in Churro to end the card, and it was pouring when she went behind the gate and got the win there in 2:01 and 1. And then she was up in class her last 3 starts from outside posts, and unfortunately couldn't grab a check. So back down here to the 401 level from post 4 with Langell on board for the spin. She has good early speed, could be forwardly placed, and I like her to round out my ticket at 7-1.
The afternoon's 8th race, a field of 6 lining up in behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate. Logan's Montague Funeral Home pace upstairs to Vance Cameron.
JJ Scarlett, Buckbook Pro, Premier Irish, top of her trade, Love Party, Southern Heart. A half a dozen noses moving up to the starting gate here in the 8th. Top of the stretch. Now approaching a start. The rough and pacing top of her trade will get the first call. Premier Eris at the rail second. Joining them from the outside, Love Party into the turn away third. Fourth at the rail, JJ Scarlett. Southern Heart on the outside fifth. Mockbook Pro at the rail is sixth. To the quarter full they go. Top of her trade, and Paul Langell will lead them early. Premier Eris got away with the 2-hole ride. Love Party, she dropped in third. JJ Scarlett goes fourth, then in fifth. Towards the rail, Southern Heart trailing the field. Mockbook Pro is sixth. The quarter mile was up. Wow, that was there. 27-4. Bottom conditions at Charlottetown. Racing by the 3/8, top of her trade. The serious leader here. 2-hole ride. That belongs to Premier Eris. Then in third, it's Love Party. JJ Scarlett fourth. Southern Heart is fifth. And Mockbook Pro trails sixth. They're halfway home. Led by top of her trade. There goes Love Party. Sent to the outside. She'll be first up. Third at the rail is Premier Eris. 50 1:57.3 was the opening half mile. J.J. Scarlett stepping out from fourth. On the outside, fifth, Southern Heart. And the trailer, Mockbrook Pro. They're 3 wide, and they're going to 3/4. Love Party in the middle, the leader. To her outside, J.J. Scarlett right alongside. Back to third, top of her trade. On the outside, Southern Heart fourth. Fifth is Premier Harris. And on the outside, Mockbrook Pro is sixth. The 3/4 in 1:28.4 with an eighth of a mile left to go. Love Party and Spoke will turn home the leaders. J.J. Scarlett took her shot. Races now second. Southern Heart has moved into third. On the wire they come next. It's Love Party and Paul McKenzie on the line. Second is J.J. Scarlett. Southern Heart rallied in third. Time for the mile in 1:58.4.
Here comes the slow-mo replay brought to you by Universal Media for the afternoon's 8th race. Logan's Montague Funeral Home Pace. Love Party and Paul McKenzie get the job done, Kurt.
Yeah, Love Party and Paul McKenzie getting in a late battle here with the one J.J. Scarlett and Mark Campbell. Early fractions were 57.3. The quarter was even sharper than that, 27.4. 3/4, 1:28.4. And Love Party and Paul McKenzie, they are going to hang on for the victory here. They're going to get it done in the Logan's Montague Funeral Home Pace. And Rocky, Paul McKenzie, he's won a lot of races. Guess what win that is? 9,400. 9,400 wins for Paul McKenzie in his career, and he gets it done right here in Charlottetown.
Congratulations, Paul.
Love Party's into the 8th race winner's circle. Bay Pacing mare, the 4-year-old daughter of Stag Party off the Sports Rider Dam. Two Sides of Love, owned by Suzanne McKeegan of Albert Bridge in Nova Scotia. Bred by Winback Farm. Trained by Blaine McKenna. Paul McKenzie, he's in the driver's seat to guide the mare to her 5th lifetime victory. Today, the mile 1:58.4. Logan's Montague Funeral Home joining us with the trackside presentation. Now the official results in the 8th race. J.J. Scarlett was second, Mockbrook Pro 5th, Premier Harris 4th, Top of Her Trade 6th. Love Party was the winner. Southern Heart finished 3rd. They went 27.4, 57.3, a 1:28.4, and the mile time 1:58.4. In review, 2:54.613. Love Party paid $4.80. The exactor was $8.30, triactor $52.40, and the superfactor was $6.49.
Welcome back to Race Day Live here at Red Shores in Charlottetown on Gold Cup and Saucer Day. We have There is a look at the Gold Cup and Saucer horses and their ambassadors. Arbitrage Hanover, Billy Davis Jr. and Haley Leclerc. 4 to 5 from Post 2, Jill Berrio and Bridget Judson. Mickey Shan from Post 3, Corey McPherson and Maya Josie. It's Major with Mark Campbell with Mary Jane Power.
Yeah, and B2B has 2 ambassadors. Sophie Freeman and Emily Thistle will be cheering on B2B tonight. Zoe Cormier will be cheering on Burgo. Abigail Sherry will be cheering on Legion Sealster, and Nicole Watts will be cheering on Poseidon Sealster in Gold Cup and Saucer 66, which takes place tonight in Race 15.
Ninth race is the Rabbit McDonald Memorial. There'll be a trackside presentation. Tobin's Future One, owned by Jason Bigger and Robin Wilson of Muscush. Jason does the training. Mark Campbell drives. 2 is Tribal Dancer, owned by Joseph Lewis of Sydney, Nova Scotia, trained by Tommy Weatherby, Brody McPhee. Havard E3, owned by Chantel Langell of Montague. Paul Langell trains and drives. My Happy Place, number 4, owned by Patrick Moores of Charlottetown, trained by Ron Matheson, Jill Burial. 5 is Elm Grove Mistress. David Dowling drives for owner-trainer Jennifer Doyle of Vernon Bridge. There's 4 minutes wagering time on a race number 9. And gentlemen, we're coming back with our selections here in the 9th race, the Rabbit McDonald Memorial. And once again, we thank Results Marketing and Advertising and their continued presentation of the Vance Cam. I went to 2 Tribal Dancer gentlemen, Tommy Weatherby and Brody McPhee. They're having a special afternoon. As we mentioned earlier, Tommy's got his 500th career training victory. This would triple up the pair today, and I think it's quite possible here in the 9th. I'll go to 1, Tobin's Future. Look for her to get a trip off of the rail. Then the 5, Elm Grove Mistress, and closing it out, with My Happy Place for the superfecta. I like 2154 here in the ninth. Gentlemen, down to you and your choices.
Well, Vance, I've been looking over this race all afternoon. I think I'm going to go with the 2 Tribal Dancer and Brody McPhee to get it done. This one was a winner from the rail 3 starts back, 56-4. Followed it up with a good third last time out. So I think I'm going to put Tribal Dancer in for the win. I'm going to throw in the 4 My Happy Place, Jill Barrio coming in off a big win in the New Brunswick Breeders, and Elm Grove Mistress and David Dowling coming in off a win as well. So I'm going to go with the 2, 4, and 5 in here, Rock.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the 4, My Happy Place, as you mentioned, coming in here off that big win. And I looked down 3 back to that Park to the quarter and 27-4 in the Stanfield. Still a winner in 154-3. I'm going to put My Happy Place on top. 3-year-old Bay Filly by Shadow Play for Patrick Morris and Ronnie Matheson. For second, the 2, Tribal Dancer, as you mentioned, both you mentioned, Brody McPhee and Tommy Weatherby having a great day here today. In for second, up for third, the 3, Havarti. So I'm going to go 4, 2, 3. Here in the ninth, the Rabbit McDonald Memorial trackside presentation to the winner. Let's have a look at the odds board for the upcoming ninth race. Rabbit McDonald Memorial, field of 5 in here. Start of the late daily double. Exactor, Triactor, win in place. No show wagering in here. 20-cent superfecta as well. Don't forget to take your ticket for Chance of the Wild Horses jackpot at $25. Tobin's Future, Mark Hamill on the rail at 5-2. Tribal Dancer on your screen right now. Brody McPhee at 2-1. Havarti is the 3 and Paul Angel at 7-1. Now 8-1. My Happy Place 4 and Jill Barrio at even money. And the 5, Elm Grove Mistress with David Dowling at 5-1. That's the field for the upcoming ninth race. Good luck with your selections.
Okay, race 9, the starters, field of 5, lining up in behind the Metro Home Building Center. Starting gate is a Rabbit McDonald Memorial, a staple at Old Home Week. Vance, remembered here in this 9th race. Up to you for the call.
You know, if the world had more people like Rabbit McDonald Kurt, oh, it would be a whole lot better place. He was something else, an incredible man, and we miss him so much. First Old Home Week without him. Time to remember Rabbit. 9th race, post time. The rough and pacing, My Happy Place is leaving out. Tobin's Future at the rail. Splitting them is Tribal Dancer third. To get away fourth is Havarti, and the trailer, Elm Grove Mistress fifth. To the backstretch they go, and here's My Happy Place up on the outside, set to take over the lead for Barrio. Second, that is Tobin's Future, racing from third, Tribal Dancer, fourth at the rail. Havarti, and the trailer, that is Elm Grove Mistress. So they go by the first quarter. My Happy Place, 28 seconds flat, opened it up. 2-hole ride to Tobin's Future around the turn. That is Tribal Dancer third. Havarti fourth, and the trailer, that's Elm Grove Mistress. Down the stretch they come in straight alignment, approaching the midway point. My Happy Place will get them halfway home for Barrio. Second, that is Tobin's Future. Tribal Dancer continues third, followed then by Havarti, and the trailer, Elm Grove Mistress, 57-3 was the opening half mile. They're still in straight alignment. 3/8 of a mile to go. My Happy Place, the leader. 2-hole ride, Tobin's Future. Campbell will tip her out. Now racing third, Tribal Dancer. Fourth at the rail, that is Havarti, and Elm Grove Mistress underway from the back. At the 3/4, My Happy Place, the leader. Challenged on the outside by Tobin's Future. Moving up into third, Elm Grove Mistress, 1:27-2. 3/4 time, and they're homeward bound. My Happy Place, the leader. Tobin's Future on the outside. Up the rail, Elm Grove Mistress is coming on late on the wire. My Happy Place, Elm Grove Mistress will get it all for Dowling. Second, that'll go to My Happy Place. Tobin's Future third, 1:55-3.
Here comes the slow-mo replay brought to you by Universal Media for the afternoon's 9th race. Rabbit McDonald Memorial. What a finish in here, Kurt.
Yeah, My Happy Place, a real nice 3-year-old filly by Shadow Play. Barrio put her on the front. Quarter 28, half 57-3. And then we had a premature pocket pop by Tobin's Future and Campbell. They pulled and committed themselves early. Going to battle around the last turn between the 1 and 2. 3/4, 1:27-2. Great drive by David Dowling here aboard Elm Grove Mistress. Off the pace score here as she made her move around the last turn, dipped in back to the rail, and up the pass lane she goes for her. Rocky, pretty incredible. 56th lifetime win. She knows how to get the job done, the ultimate competitor, and she gets it done here in race 9, the Rabbit McDonald Memorial, and we'll see her and Rabbit's family and friends along with the connections of the 5 Elm Grove Mistress in the Crown Rust Proofing Winner's Circle next.
Well, the Crown Rust Protection Winners Circle couldn't hold all the friends and family of Rabbit McDonald. They're going to the center field Winners Circle to make the presentation to Elm Grove Mistress, facing Mare 10 by Articulator from the Real Desire Dam. Aquatic Lightning, owned and trained by Jennifer Doyle of Vernon Bridge, bred by Robert Gordon of Elmsdale, driven to victory by David Dowling in 155 and 3. Elm Grove Mistress captures the Rabbit McDonald Memorial. And I can say this, folks, during Old Home Week back in the day when we had double headers all day long, Rabbit and Anita would host some of the most fabulous get-togethers in Old Home Week history. He was well-liked. He was loved. And it's the first Rabbit McDonald Memorial. And Old Home Week sure does miss him. It is Elm Grove Mistress with Dowling in 155 and 3. Now the official results in the night: Tobin's Future third, Tribal Dancer fourth, Havarti fifth. My Happy Place was second. Elm Grove Mistress, the race winner, 28, 57 and 3, 127 and 2, and the mile in 155 and 3. In review, 3, 4, 5, 2, 1. Elm Grove Mistress, 1370. The Exactor, 4530. Triactor 8350, Superfecta 1443.
Red Shores Racing features an early and late Super High 5 as part of the 2025 wagering menu. The Super High 5 is offered on race 5 and the last race of the program. With the low 15% takeout, customers can play the Super High 5 at both Red Shores, Charlottetown, and Summerside. And we'll slide the selections into the screen for the finale, the Joe O'Brien Memorial 3-year-old Colts Grassroots Division, $14,100. We're all on to the 2 in here, Kurt, and the 6. You're putting the 1 in for third. I'm putting the 3 in for third. Post-time picks, Peter McPhee and the classifier also put the 1 in there for third. So we're coming up with the Vance Cam with Vance in a moment. Sorry, no Vance Cam. Super High 5 time.
Haley Curry, you're needed at the race office, please. Haley Curry to the race office. 10th race, a division of the Joe O'Brien Memorial Stake for 3-year-old facing colts and geldings, Redland Extinguisher number 1. Owned by Peter Smith of Stratford and Gerald Morsey of Charlottetown. Trained by Kenny Arsenal, Brody McPhee drives. Number 2, Dusty Lane Levi is owned by Tammy and Kathy Johnston. Trained by Greg Weatherby, Corey McPherson. Mark It Up number 3, owned by Jeff Lilly, Blair McLaughlin, and Mark Gallant. Trained by Ricky Armstrong, Gilles Barrio. He's a Sports Dream. Number 4, owned by Myrtle Levy from Luke's Route 204, trained by Tammy Collins, Kenny Murphy. 5 is Red Eye to Shanghai, owned, trained, and driven by Wade Myers of Charlottetown. Big Pond Cash 6, owned by Ryan and Everett McLeod of Surrey, trained by Landon Campbell, Mark Campbell up. Makita 7, owned by Suzanne McKeegan, Christina Thompson, and Ronnie McLean, trained by Blaine McKenna, Paul McKenzie drives. Number 8, Lindale Mr. Mac, owned by David McDonald of Belfast, trained by Ashley Gamester. That's Jason Hughes. 3 minutes. Now make it 2. 2 minutes wagering time on race number 10. We're back with live racing at 6 p.m. tonight, featuring the 66th edition of the greatest show in harness racing, the Gold Cup and Saucer, presented by Atlantic Lottery.
And there is a look at our Super High 5 tickets in the finale, Kurt.
Yeah, I'm going with a 26153, like Dusty Lane Levi. Corey McPherson picks up the live drive here in the finale. Joe O'Brien Memorial 3-year-old colts Grassroots coming in off a big win in 55. Skimming the cones for Hughes up the inside for the win. Closed it out. Look at that last quarter, 27 flat. So he will be tough to beat. Big Pond Cash, another good option in here, coming in off a win and a B stake. And then I'm going to throw in the 1 Redland Extinguisher. Has raced well in his last 2 starts, grabbing the Shodo both times. And so I'll put that one in for third. And I like the 5 Red Eye to Shanghai, coming in off a break. Looking to atone for that break. Good prior to that, though, hitting the board in 3 consecutive starts. Third, 57-4, and then second, 3 starts back, 57-1. Then close it out with Mark It Up from the inside here with Gilles Barrio aboard.
Yeah, and I'm going with the 2-6. We're all at 2-6 in the exactor. I put in the 3, Mark It Up for third, with the rail horse Redland Extinguisher for fourth. And I closed it out with your brother in here with Lindale Mr. Mac. He big win last night with Pop the Pin, so he could be a part of this. Vance Cameron's going 2-6-3, put the 4 in there. He's a Sports Dream. Second lifetime start for this 3-year-old by Sports Writer. And then he rounds it out with the rail, Redland Extinguisher. So Vance going 2-6-3-4-1. Good luck with the Super High 5. Countdown clock is in for the afternoon's 10th race. It's the finale here on Gold Cup in Saucer Day. Joe O'Brien Memorial 3-year-old Colts Grassroots for $14,100. Field of 8. Let's go upstairs to Vance Cameron.
A Redland Extinguisher, Dusty Lane Levi, mark it up. He's a Sports Dream, Red Eye to Shanghai, Big Pond Cash. Makita, Lindale, Mr. Mac, top of the stretch. Here they come. Rough and pacing towards the rail, Redland Extinguisher. There's a host of levers. There's 5 of them out there vying for top spot. They're rounding the turn. Now 4 wide at the 8th pole. Big Pond Cash will lead it. Way out there, Makita on the rail. Redland Extinguisher. Left hard. He's got away 3rd. Racing for it, Dusty Lane Levi back into 5th. Mark it up. Then in 6th, he's a Sports Dream. Red Eye to Shanghai is 7th, trailing the field. Lindale, Mr. Mac, they sit up here in the O'Brien. Boom! Just like that, 27-3 was the quarter. Big Pond Cash and Mark Campbell, the leaders. Second is Redland Extinguisher in a whole heap of trouble. Parked out is Makita 3rd. 4th at the rail, that's Dusty Lane Levi. Mark it up. Going to the outside 5th, Red Eye to Shanghai 6th. He's a Sports Dream is 7th, and the trailer, Lindale, Mr. Mac, 56 and 4, opening half mile. Down to 3/8 to go, and it's Big Pond Cash, the leader. Second, that's Redland Extinguisher. Dusty Lane Levi 3rd, coming up 4th. That's Mark It Up. Up the rail, he's a Sports Dream is 5th. Then in 6th, Red Eye to Shanghai. 7th on the far outside, Lindale, Mr. Mac. Makita's had enough. 3/4 in the books, 1:27 and 3 around the turn for the final time. 1/8 of a mile out, and they're bridle to bridle turning home. Big Pond Cash at the rail. Dusty Lane Levi takes over the lead late. They're in deep stretch. Now, on the wire, Dusty Lane Levi and Corey McPherson in the O'Brien. Second, that goes to Big Pond Cash. 3rd is Mark It Up in 1:56.3.
Here comes the slow-mo replay brought to you by Universal Media for the afternoon's 10th race. Joe O'Brien Memorial 3-year-old Colts in the Grassroots division. Some snappy fractions. Dusty Lane Levi gets the job done, Kurt.
Yeah, Rocky, you and Vance, ice cold tries in here with Dusty Lane Levi getting the job done, going back-to-back this time for Corey McPherson. Nice trip to 56-3. He stayed off that hot early pace of 27-3, 56-4, put up by Mark Campbell and Big Pond Cash and Makita out there. Park for Paul McKenzie. Big Pond Cash a little tired late in the mile, and Dusty Lane Levi able to get up there and get up for the win. He showed that good closing speed that he has to get up for the win. The 3, Mark It Up, is 3rd. Red Eye to Shanghai 4th, and he's a Sports Dream rounds out the super high 5. So 2-6-3-5-4 unofficially here in race 10, the division of the Joe O'Brien Memorial 3-year-old Colts Grassroots, and we'll see Dusty Lane Levi in the Crown Rust Proofing Winner's Circle next.
Here comes Dusty Lane Levi to the 10th race. Crown Rush Protection Winner's Circle. Be Patient Gelding 3, Balather Up from the Rock and Roll Hanover Dam Rock Be a Lady. Owned by Tammy and Kathy Johnson, bred by Ronnie Guys of Cornwall, trained by Greg Weatherby. Corey McPherson guiding him to victory in 156 and 3. Dusty Lane Levi in the Joe O'Brien. And making the trackside presentation in the Joe O'Brien Memorial, Mike and Alden O'Brien joining us on this Saturday afternoon of Old Home Week. Dusty Lane Levi and McPherson and Weatherby 156 and 3. Now the official results in the 10th race, Redland Extinguisher 7, Dusty Lane Levi the winner. Mark It Up was 3rd. He's a Sports Dream 5th. Red Eye to Shanghai 4th. Big Pond Cash was 2nd. Makita finished 8th. Lindale Mr. Max 6th. 27 and 3, 56 and 4, 127 and 3, and the mile 156 and 3. In review 713. 54286. Dusty Lane Levi 270. The Exactor 550. Triactor 1570. Late Daily Double. Also returning 1570. The Super High Five was 6438. That'll wrap up our afternoon of Gold Cup and Saucer Day in Charlottetown. Today's Farm Mutual handle 102,677. Gold Cup and Saucer 66 happens tonight here at Redshores, Charlottetown. First post, 6 o'clock.